My name is Shauna and welcome back to my channel. This is the Adelaide Cottage podcast, mostly about knitting, sometimes sewing and quilting. I hope you're all doing well and thank you for tuning in for my pretty quick episode today. I do have a finished object to share with you, which is a new design that I don't think anybody's seen yet, and I have a work in progress. So my days are a little off. I'm pretty sure that it's February 7th. Yes, it is. It's Thursday, February 7th. I'm in a suburb of Western New York, and we recently had a blizzard. So my children had snow days from school last week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then on Sunday, my oldest son started to feel sick, so I kept him home on Monday and again on Tuesday because he had a fever, but his throat was hurting really badly. So I took him to the pediatrician Tuesday and he has had strep throat. So we started him on antibiotics and we had to keep him home yesterday as well because he was still contagious and he had a fever. So he's been 24 hours without a fever and on antibiotics, so he was okay to go back to school today. So he's been off for an entire week when you add in the snow days and everything. So that's kind of why my days are off. It just seems like a very long weekend, but he's back in school today. So yeah, all of the snow that we got from the blizzard is almost melted away. We got lots of freezing rain. In a random day that it was like 55 degrees after the storm, so a lot of the snow melted then as well. But we ended up getting about 3 feet of snow here, which we've gotten 8 feet before. So definitely we have the plows and the salt trucks to take care of things like that around here. So it's usually, the snow days are not because of this amount of snow that we get, it's because of the wind chill. It was minus 25 degrees Fahrenheit, which is, and 45-mile-an-hour winds. So it was just too windy and cold for the kiddos to go to school last week. So anyway, I hope you're all doing well. At the end of the episode today, I'm going to chat a little bit more about what I talked about last time on my podcast, which is social media pros and cons. A lot of you have sent me messages about it saying that you resonated with what I was talking about, but you're concerned about your small business. So I'm going to touch on that later because I do have a lot to say about that. So stick until the end if you want to hear about that. But the first thing that I want to show you is a shawl that I test knit for a friend of mine, Kate, who is Kate Fish Photography on Instagram, but she is currently in the process of starting an Instagram feed for her designs. I'm almost positive. So I will leave her Instagram name below because she will be releasing this pattern very soon, available on Ravelry. But I wanted to share it with you today. She told me it was okay to show it on the podcast. So this is a shawl that she designed. It's called Bramble Way, and I am in love with it. And this is a gift for my sister-in-law. So if you're watching, Gianni, please turn me off now so that you are not spoiled. I don't want to give this away, but I want to. I knew that this was going to be for her when I cast it on. So every single stitch I was thinking about her. So yeah, I'm going to give this to her soon. Anyways, here it is. It's a triangular shawl. It's absolutely stunning. And I added the fringe to the bottom, as you can see. And there's a 2-skein version and a 3-skein version. This was knit in AdelaideCottage yarns, which is our yarn company, which you can find at AdelaideCottageYarns.com. I'll link that below. And it's in our Blue Faced DK base, which is 100% superwash Blue Face Luster. You get 245 yards in a skein, and I used the light roast colorway, which is like a taupe. And this is a tonal. So I'm going to be having, once this is released, I'm going to offer kits in the shop so that you can get you know, 2 or 3 skeins from the same dye lot for your shawl. And yeah, so I did the 3 skein version, and I used 2 full skeins for the shawl. I only had about a yard of yarn left at the end of my second skein before I started the fringe. So I caked up my 3rd skein and started making the fringe, and I think I used close to half of a skein just for the fringe. So you definitely won't be wasting yarn. What's left of my 3rd skein is probably enough to make some fingerless mitts. I think that's probably what I'll do with this. So yeah, I'll put it on so you can see what it looks like. But I love this color because it will go with it'll go with black, it'll go with brown, it'll go with just about anything. But I love it. So pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? You can make the fringe as long or as short as you want, or you can omit them completely. If you don't like fringe, you'll just have kind of like little eyelets, small eyelets along the edge here. So yeah, this will be released very soon. I will announce it on my Instagram account when it is available, and Kate will as well. It should be very soon. So I hope that you're all excited about it and you go and support her. I feel like there are a lot of wonderful things that are going to be coming from her. She's very talented and such a sweet person. So thank you, Kate, for allowing me to test knit for you. It was a complete honor, and I'm so happy with the finished shawl, and I hope my sister-in-law loves it. So yeah, when I cast that off, I started a new project. Oh, and that was being kept in this fringe supply bag. It was the test knit that I couldn't quite show you guys until today. And Kate gave me permission to do so. I cast on a sweater, because what else do you do? I cast on the Nurtured Sweater by Andrea Mowry, and this is what it will look like. It's a cropped pullover with really pretty textured pattern. And I'm using the Twist of Fate spinnery yarn that I got in Rhinebeck. In this natural gray colorway. It's a worsted weight yarn, and it should take about 2 skeins of it. I mean, it's super, super woolly, and I do love a good woolly garment, but this is super woolly. There's actual specks of hay in here. You can probably see them. So what I wanted to do was add some mohair to it, just to soften it up a little bit. So I added AdelaideCottage Yarn's Breezy Mohair to this, so I'm just holding these 2 strands together to knit it. So usually when I knit something, I go down a needle size from what the pattern recommends because I'm a loose knitter. But since I'm holding a worsted weight with a lace, I stuck with the recommended needle size, and my gauge is perfect with that adjustment. So this is what I have so far. You start with the sleeve, so it's a lot softer. I love that. I'm really glad that I decided to hold the mohair along with it. But this is what I have. It was just kind of one session of sitting down to knit. And yeah, that's what I have so far. But I'm excited to wear this over like a tunic or a dress with leggings. I think it will be perfect. And I'm using a stitch marker from Maker's Haven, Amber of Maker's Haven. And that is in my Fringe Supply Company, what is it, a town bag I think it's called, which I love. And there's a nice drawstring here to keep it closed. Today I used it as a purse too. So I had my knitting project in here and I went and knit with my friends and brought this with me as my purse. I just stuck my wallet in here and car keys and I was ready to go. So yeah, there's my whip. And then I also cast on a pair of socks. And this is in my Alex Collins bag. I think I showed you this last time. Beautiful woods bag. My husband and I are binge watching The Walking Dead before the new season comes out. We started watching it before and then stopped for some reason. But now that the new season's coming out, we wanted to not only catch up, but rewatch what we already watched. So we started from season 1, episode 1, and working right through. So I wanted to cast on some Walking Dead socks. So I'm using Desert Vista Dye Works in the If They Kill Maggie self-striping colorway. So there's that. And this is 75 superwash merino, 20 nylon, and 5 stellina in the sparkle base. I started with this cuff. I cast on 60 stitches on a US size 0 or 2mm needle. And this was the first time I used a different cast on method. Usually I use a long tail cast on for socks and for most things, but I used a twisted German cast on, which I really, really love. It was not hard to do. I watched the Andrea Mowry tutorial because you need that cast on for the nurtured pullover that I was just showing you, and decided to use it for my socks. So it's a very stretchy edge that it gives you. And yeah, I really love it. So I think I knit 17 rows for the cuff because these are going to be shorter socks, not like shorties or ankle length, but not a huge leg. So I did 17 rows because that's my lucky number. And then after the cuff was done on this one, I went over to this one because this is the only way I get socks done. Like what happened with the game of Quidditch colorway socks. I knit an entire sock and I have no interest in knitting the second one, especially the cuff. I despise knitting cuffs. So I figured I'd go back to knitting them concurrently. So I then cast on this one. And then I was right at the end of the cuff this morning, and when I went to knit group today, I knit all the way down to here. This is a really, really pretty spring colorway. It's like a corally peach, and then as you can see, the stripes between them are speckled. And I have my little Valentine's Day progress keepers from the Gnome Knitter. This one says Pearl, and this one says Knit. So yeah, I'm not sure what heel I'm gonna do. I don't know if I'll do Fish Lips Kiss heel or just a regular heel flap and gusset. I kind of really love the heel flap and gusset, so I think I might do that. But this is the cake. And that's it. So that's really all I've been working on. Trying to stay a bit monogamous, like I mentioned the last time. That's the only way I get things done. But I've really been enjoying what I've been making. If you didn't catch my last video, I'm gonna try to remember to link it in the cards at the top. If not, it's the last video I posted. I talked a little bit about social media and how addicting it was or is for many people, including myself. And so I took a step back, and I still go on. I still am there, I'm present, I'm still enjoying it, I'm still posting, I'm still commenting. I just needed a way to kind of tame it down. I don't know. Condense it. There we go. I wanted to condense the time that I spent there into times of the day when my children were sleeping so that they don't see me always holding a phone. So as I mentioned, I've been using the Freedom app, and I set it for a certain time in the morning to start so that it doesn't allow me on after that time, and then a certain time in the evening to end. So basically from around 9 in the morning until 9 at night, I can't get on social media. And I can change the hours if I want. I'm still kind of tweaking it. But I've been so productive with those hours during the day. I'm finishing projects, I'm casting new ones on, I'm sewing, I'm going out for lunch with family and friends and meeting for coffee and talking to people on the phone that I haven't spoken to in a while, and spending time with my family. We're playing board games, and it's just allowed me to not walk by my phone and be like, okay, what's going on Instagram? And then you get lost in this rabbit hole for an hour. The next time you look at the clock, it's been an hour you've been on social media. So what I want to say about it, in response to the people who are concerned about their small businesses, I completely agree that if you have a small business, Instagram is a fantastic way to promote your business. It is free advertising, free marketing, a free way to advertise your product, basically. I mean, there are direct links. You can click up from your picture and go to your web shop. So absolutely, it is a very valuable piece to the small business puzzle when you have products to sell. And I also have a small business, and Instagram draws a lot of my traffic. So how do I plan moving forward to still have a successful business while limiting the amount of sessions during the day on social media? You can still do everything that you did before, the same amount of it, but just condense the time that you're doing it instead of little bits throughout the day, because then you get lost in it and hours go by. So when I have that 30 minutes or an hour in the morning, that's when I'll post my picture. And if you don't have enough daylight, take the picture the day before and post it in the morning. How long does it actually take you to go on there, post a picture with a little caption, link it to your web shop, or post an Instagram story? It takes 3 minutes at most. And yes, you do need to communicate with other people and comment on their pictures, but really, how long does that take? You scroll through maybe 20, 30 pictures and comment on them. I love you, this is beautiful. I love this colorway, or, just do it in those time slots. It does not take 8 hours of your day to promote your business on Instagram. What I'm saying and what I plan on doing and what I've been doing is do those things during that time frame. Yeah, that's really all I have to say about that. You can still absolutely use that platform, because it's a wonderful platform to promote your business and get the word out there about your products. But you don't need to be on there constantly if you don't want to be. So that's what I have to say about that. I'm glad that so many of you, I've inspired so many of you to kind of take a step back and limit your time. It is an amazing community of people, of makers, and it's how I found so many, like-minded people who share the same passions as me. So I never plan to walk away from it. I just know that for me, I need to limit my time, because I was really devoting so much of my time each day to it. So that's just my personal preference, I guess, if you will. So I did start weaving as well. I wanted to warp my loom that I got for Mother's Day and try to weave and just see how it went. So I used some really inexpensive yarn that I found at a thrift shop. It's a blend of linen and cotton maybe, but I warped it and this is what I got. I just kind of cut it off of the loom because I really wasn't looking to make anything with these colors. I just wanted to practice warping and weaving. So I definitely needed some practice with the edges. I was afraid of pulling too tight and then, you know, the warped threads getting pulled in, but I left it way too loose. So now I know for next time that I definitely have a lot of room to pull it. So yeah, now I'm going to warp it with actual yarn that I love and colors that I love and try to make like a table runner or a placemat or something like that. So I'll be able to show you that next time, hopefully. And I do have plans to make another lark tee in more of like a sweatshirt fabric, as well as my hinterland dress. I already have the fabric for that. So the next episode, I'll most likely have a sewing segment as well. And I've been reading a lot. I just finished a book called, I should have brought it in here to show you. If you'd like to follow me on Goodreads, Goodreads is a wonderful way to look at book reviews, follow friends that like to read and see what they're reading or what they plan to read or how they reviewed books that you might be interested in. I'll leave my Goodreads account linked below too so that we can be friends there as well. But so would I recommend that book? It wasn't my cup of tea. I thought I was gonna love it, but I didn't. I liked it. I would probably I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. It was just okay. There were no big plot twists or nothing that really kept me turning the pages. I kind of had to force myself to read it, but that doesn't mean that you won't like it. It's about, without spoilers, it's about a man named Anthony who would find things that were lost out in the community, and he would document where and when he found it and keep it in this room in his home, and would kind of write short stories about these things. So that's really all I can tell you without spoiling the rest, but yeah. So then I found a website. It was actually recommended to me by my friend Jilly, who is the Knitting Broomstick, called BookOutlet.com, and they have books that you can get very cheap. And they're new, but they might be like overstock from a store or something like that. So you can get like a brand new hardcover for, I got this for $4, and it's brand new. You get free shipping if you spend $35 or more. And if you use my referral link below, you'll get $10 off of your first order of $25 or more. So what I got was this Sarah J. Maas, A Court of Frost and Starlight, which is part of her A Court of Thorns and Roses series, which I would really like to read. So I picked this up. It was $4. And then I got this Pachinko book, which got really good reviews in paperback. The Smell of Other People's Houses in hardcover. Whoopsies. This is How It Always Is, which I can see used to be sold at Target, but was probably overstock or they didn't sell it. And then I got, they have like fun books too. This is A World of Downton Abbey, kind of behind the scenes, hardcover book. And then Harry Potter's Character Vault. And I want to say this was like this one was like 10, I think. And same with the Downton Abbey, but the list price is $45, so that's quite a savings. So like I said, I'll leave the link below if you're interested in saving some money on your order. And yeah, that's all I really have for you today. My boys will be home from school soon, and we're going to make some pizzas for dinner. We have to go to our local farm to pick up our vegetable share. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Please feel free to subscribe and hit the notification bell on your way out. That would really help me out. That way you'll get a notification when a new episode is live. And yeah, I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.